Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kitty and this is Kitty Crochets. Well, if you're new here, I kindly beg of you to subscribe before we go into today's tutorial. And for those who have subscribed, I am really humbled. You can also follow me on Instagram at Kitty Crochets. Yeah, so in today's tutorial, we are going to look at how to make a crochet top with some long sleeves that look to be a little bit baggy. Yeah, but it's beautiful. So we are going to need a measuring tape, and this is going to help us with our measurements. I'm going to need some pair of scissors to help me cut off that excess yarn, and for my yarn I'm going to use Robin. It is 100% acrylic. I am going to be using 2 balls at once to get a stronger strand. For my hook, I love this hook. I am going to use my 3.5mm hook. We are going to start our top by making the sleeves, and so you are going to measure the full length of your arm. I have already measured mine. It is 20 inches. For the 20 inches, I have measured from my shoulders up to the wrist, and you can as well do the same. After taking the full measurements of your arm, you are now going to measure your wrist, and your wrist is this area here, and mine is 6 inches, so this part can stretch up to 6 inches. So we are going to start by making this part like this one around here, and this is 5 inches, and we are now going to start by making a chain that equates to 5 inches. For our chain, I am going to start by making a slip knot. I bring my yarn around my finger, I then pull it out. I bring my hook right here in the middle and pull this behind yarn. So we already have a slip knot. For a chain, you yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So I'm going to do this up to when I have something that equates to 5 inches. This is my chain, and these are 5 inches without stretching. I am now going to make an extra chain of 1. We are going to be using single crochets, so I am going to come in this next one right here. I yarn over, pull through, I remain with 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. I come into the next one, yarn over, pull through, I remain with 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. I come into the very next one, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. So let me place single crochets in each and every chain and come back when I am done with this line. I am at the end of this first line, so I am going to chain 1 and turn my work. We are now going to repeat placing single crochets, but we are now going to be doing it only in the back loop. When you look on top of your single crochet, it has this is the front loop and this is the back loop, so we are going to be placing single crochets only here in the back loop. So I yarn over and pull through, I place there my single crochet, I come into the back loop of the next single crochet, I place there a single crochet. So I'm going to be placing single crochets only in the back loop. Yes, so single crochet even in the next one, I place there a single crochet. Well, I am going to do this, I already told you my wrist is 6 inches. I am going to do this up to when I have lines that can stretch up to 6 inches. Yeah, so this is it, I'm done, and this can stretch up to 6 inches. I'm now going to place single crochets all around from this side up to this side. So I come right here at the start and I place there my single crochet. I also come right here and place there a single crochets. So I am going to place single crochets up to the end. I am at the end and I am going to chain 1 and turn my work. So we are now making the upper part. This is the bottom, this is going to be the bottom part, and now we are starting making the upper part of our sleeve. I am now going to start by placing a double crochet in this very first stitch. I come, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, I pull through the first 2, again yarn over, pull through the next 2, I chain 1, I yarn over, again in the very same stitch I place there a double crochet, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2, I chain 1, I yarn over, I come in the very next stitch here, I place there a double crochet, yarn over, pull through 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2, I chain 1. In the very same stitch, I again place there a double crochet, over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2, I again chain 1. So this is a V stitch. What I am doing is a V stitch, and I'm going to be placing a V stitch in each and every stitch. I come, place there a double crochet in the very same stitch, I chain 1. Let me show it to you for that one last time. I come in this very next one, I place there a V stitch, and this is 1 double crochet, chain 1 and 1 double crochet. After that, I chain 1. So well, I'm going to be doing this, and let me come back when I'm at the end of this line. I am done with my first line, and this is what I have right now. So I am going to chain 1 and turn my work. The V stitch has worked as our increase since our sleeve is going to be baggy. So I am going to start by placing a double crochet right here in the very first stitch, this one. So we are now going to change the pattern. Instead of the V stitch, we are now going to be using the mesh stitch. So after placing a double crochet, I am going to chain 2 and come on top of this very next double crochet, and I place there a double crochet. After that, I am going to chain 2 again and come on top of this next double crochet, and I place there a double crochet. I again chain 2 on top of the next double crochet, I place there a double crochet. I again chain 2, and on top of the next double crochet, I place there a double crochet. Yeah, so well, let me do this and come back when I am at the end of this line. I am at the end of a second line, and I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. So we are now going on to our third line, and I'm going to start by placing a double crochet in this very first stitch. After that, I am going to chain 2, and after chaining 2, I place a double crochet on top of this very next double crochet. I again chain 2 and place a double crochet on top of this next double crochet. I chain 2 and place a double crochet on top of the next double crochet. So I'm going to do this for a couple of lines. Remember, these were 5 inches. So since my full arm is 20 inches, I am going to do this for 15 inches to make it a total of 5 inches plus, sorry, to make it a total of 20 inches plus these 5 inches. So I'm going to be chaining 2. I'm going to be chaining 2 and placing a double crochet on top of a double crochet. Yeah, so well, let me come back when I am done with my sleeve with a full length of 20 inches. Well, I am done making my sleeve, and this has a total of 20 inches. So I'm going to add it together. I am going to get my hook and come in the very first stitch on this side, and also the very first stitch on this other side. I then attach my yarn. I attach my yarn right here. So I am going to come in the very next stitch and also the very next stitch on this other side. I yarn over, pull through, and also pull through the loop I have on the hook. I am slip stitching. I come into the very next one and the very next one on this other side, yarn over, pull through, and also pull through the loop I have on the hook. I come into the next one, also the next one on this other side, yarn over, pull through, and also pull through the loop I have on the hook. Well, I am slip stitching, yarn over, pull through, I also pull through the loop I have on the hook. You should make sure that these stitches are equal. You come into the next stitches on both sides. Yeah, so well, let me do this and come back when I am done joining the sleeve. Well, I am done slip stitching both sleeves, and yes, so we are now going to start with the body of our top. Well, I am going to make the top for a person with a bust of 32 inches, and I am going to divide these 32 inches by 2 to make it 16, and this means that the front side is going to be 16 and the back side is also going to be 16. We are going to make it in the front and back side. So we are going to first make one side, and I am going to make a chain that can stretch up to 16 inches. So I get my yarn. For a chain, I am going to start by making a slip knot. I am going to get my yarn, rotate it around my finger, and then pull it out. Bring my hook and pull this behind. Yarn, I have a slip knot. So I'm going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. I'm going to do this up to when I have something that can stretch up to 16 inches. Well, this is my chain, and we are going to be using double crochets. So I am going to make extra 3 chains. That's 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to yarn over. I come in the fourth one. This is 1, 2, 3. In this fourth one, I am going to place there my first double crochet, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2. I come into the very next one, I place there a double crochet, pull through the first 2, pull through the next 2. I come into the very next one, I also place there a double crochet. I come into the next one, place there a double crochet. So well, I am going to be placing double crochets in each and every chain, and let me come back when I am at the end of this chain. I have reached the end of my first line, and I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. So I am going to start by placing a double crochet in this very first stitch, this one. I place there a double crochet. I then come to the next one, I place there a double crochet. Yeah, so well, this is literally going to be the pattern. I am going to be placing double crochets in each and every stitch. So the full length of my top is going to be 12 inches, and I'm going to first make lines like these normal lines of double crochets that equate to 9 inches. Yeah, so let me make these lines that are going to equate to 9 inches, and let me come back to you when I am done with the 9 inches. Well, I am done with my 9 inches, and I've made a total of 18 lines. So we are now going to make the neck area. Well, my neck area is going to be, I'm going to leave space right here in the middle that equates to 6 inches. So I am going to come and fold this part like this and get the middle part. So if this is the middle, you can get your stitch marker and label the middle, and since I don't have, I'm going to get some yarn of another color and put it right here. This is the middle. Well, I am really sorry, but I just don't know how I skipped recording this next part, but I am going to illustrate it using a paper. So after making the 9 inches, we are now going to make the neck area, and that neck area, it is going to be 6 inches, and those 6 inches are going to be in the middle of our top. So you are going to fold those 9 inches that you have, you are going to fold them to get the middle part. And you can use a stitch marker, but if at all you don't have a stitch marker, you can use any yarn of a different color. So you come and record this middle area of our top. So after that, you are going to divide the 6 inches by 2. When you divide the 6 inches by 2, you get 3 inches. So I am going to make sure that I have 3 inches this side and then 3 inches this side. Remember, I'm making the neck area. So I then come, remember, I must have 3 inches from here up to the middle. So I bring my measuring tape, and then yes, these are the 3 inches. So I come and mark where the 3 inches start from. So I got my white yarn and marked where the 3 inches start from, and also come this side and mark where the 3 inches end from. Yeah, so those are the white yarns that you see in my work. So this makes it a total of 6 inches. From here up to here it's 3 inches, and then from here up to here it's still 3 inches to make it a total of 6. Well, I am now going to make lines of double crochets from this side up to where the 6 inches stop, and these lines that I'm making are going to act as a shoulder area. So I'm going to come right here and place there my very first double crochet. I come in the next stitch, I place there another double crochet. So I'm going to place double crochets up to when I reach this part. Well, I have come to the end and I've removed my stitch marker, so I'm going to chain one and then turn my work. I again start by placing a double crochet in this very first stitch. I then place double crochets in each and every stitch. Yes, so I'm going to do this up to when I have lines of double crochets that equate to 4 inches. Remember, the full length of my top is going to be 12 inches and these were 9 inches. So when you subtract 12 minus 9, you get a remainder of 4 inches. So I'm going to make these lines up to when they equate to 4 inches, and I'm also going to come and do the same thing on this other side from here up to where I put my stitch marker. And yes, let me come back when I am done doing lines that equate to 4 inches on both sides, and I am again going to do the same exact part that looks like this. This is going to be, for instance, our front part. Let me also do the back part. It's going to be having the exact measurements with this one, and let me come back to you after that. Well, I have made 2 parts of the same measurements, so now I am going to come, I get these 2 parts and add them together. So I am going to get this side and this side. I bring my hook right here in the very first stitches of both sides and bring my yarn. I attach it right here. After attaching my yarn, I am now going to add the 2 parts together, and I am going to do this using a slip stitch. So I am going to come in the very next chain on this part and also the next chain on this other side. I yarn over, pull through, and also pull through the loop I have on the hook. I come into the next stitches, yarn over and pull through. I come into the next ones, I slip stitch. I am going to slip stitch up to when I reach the end right here, and I am also going to come and join these 2 parts together using a slip stitch. Well, I am done slip stitching both the upper parts, and yes, so I am now going to come on one of these sides and we are going to slip stitch. So I am going to slip stitch from down for a total of 6 inches, and then remember this is 12 inches, so I'm going to slip stitch up to half of the top, and then the remaining upper area will be our armhole. So I'm also going to come down here in the very first stitch and also come on the very first stitch on this other side. I attach my yarn. After attaching my yarn, I am now going to slip stitch. So I come right here, yarn over, pull through, also pull through the loop I have on the hook. So I am going to do this. This is what I have been doing, like on the upper part. So I am going to slip stitch up to when I reach 6 inches, and then I'll leave the remaining upper part to be our armhole, and also come on this other side and slip stitch from down for a total of 6 inches, and then yeah, let me come back after that. Well, I am done slip stitching on both sides, this side and this side, and on this one side I have attached my sleeve to my top. This is it. And so yeah, let me come on this other side and show you how I have attached my sleeve to the top. I'm going to come right here. I reattach my yarn. After attaching my yarn to the body of our top, I am going to get my sleeve. So this part where we slip stitched from, it's the part that is going to be down here, and we are going to first determine the middle of our sleeve. Yeah, so this is it. If you have a stitch marker, you can use one, but if you don't have, you can use some other color of yarn. So I'm going to come here and I attach my other color of yarn. So this is the middle of our top. So when I am adding the sleeve to the top, this side I must make sure that this side from the middle up to down here, this side has to be maybe on the front, and then this side has to be at the back. So I am going to come here where I attached my yarn from, and I again place my hook there. I then come right here where we slip stitched from the sleeve. I come here and add my yarn, pass my hook through. Right here I am going to come and I slip stitch. I am going to come in this next stitch right here, and also come on the sleeves. For the sleeves, I'm going to be using the double crochets. I'm going to be adding it to the top using these double crochets. So I'm also going to come on top of this next double crochet and place there a single crochet. I am going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops on the hook. I yarn over, pull through the 2 loops on the hook. I then come in this next stitch and also come on top of the next double crochet. I yarn over and pull through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. I then come into the next stitch and also on top of the next double crochet. I yarn over and pull through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, I pull through the 2 loops. I then come into the next stitch and on top of the next double crochet on the sleeve. I yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through. So while adding it, you must make sure that this part has to, by the time you reach this part, you must be around here, like around here where you slip stitched from the top area, in that the remaining part can go on the other side. So I am going to do this. I am going to slip stitch all around, and let me come back when I'm also done attaching this sleeve to the top. Well, both sleeves are now attached to our top, so I am going to come in this neck area and I place single crochets all around, but I am going to first turn my work. This is the bad side. I'm going to first turn my top and put it to the right side, and then we place single crochets all around the neck area. I am done turning my work to the right side. So as I have told you, I am going to now place single crochets all around. So I am going to come around here and I attach my yarn. After attaching my yarn, I am going to come to yarn over and come right here, and I yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook. I yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. I'm going to be placing single crochets all around. So come in the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. I come in the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. I come into the next one, I yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. So well, I am going to do this placing single crochets all around the neck area. Yes, and let me do this. When I reach here, I am going to just come and slip stitch on top of this very first single crochet. Yeah, so let me come back when I am done placing single crochets all around the neck area. I am done placing single crochets around the neck area, so I am now going to come on this downer part and I am going to make a few lines of front and back post. I come and attach my yarn. After attaching my yarn, I am going to yarn over and come behind this first double crochet. I pull it from in front, I yarn over, pull through 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2, I again yarn over, I come in front of this next double crochet, I pull it from behind, I yarn over, I am making a back post, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2, I yarn over, I pull this next double crochet from in front to make a front post, yarn over, pull through, place there a double crochet, I again yarn over, placing my next double crochet in a back post, so I pull the next double crochet from behind, I yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2, I again yarn over. This is a back post, so I'm now making a front post. For a front post, you pull the double crochet from in front, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2, you again yarn over, placing a back post. Now pull the double crochet from behind for a back post, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2, I come in the next stitch, I yarn over, pull it from in front to make a front post, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2, so the next one is a back post, I yarn over, I come and pull the double crochet from behind, I yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first, yarn over, pull through the next 2. So for a front post you pull it from in front, and for a back post you pull it from behind. Well, if you like this video, kindly give it a thumbs up, and you can also leave your comment in case of anything. Well, kindly don't leave here without subscribing, and for those who have subscribed already, I am really humbled, I am grateful. You can also follow me on Instagram at Kitty Crochets. Yeah, so well, let me do this and come back when I am at the end of this line. I am at the end of this line, and I'm going to come on top of this very first double crochet that I made, and I slip stitch. So after slip stitching, I am going to chain 1 and turn my work. I am going to make another line of the front and double crochets in the front and back post, and I am going to yarn over. So for the second line where there is a front post, hope you can see that the front post shows that it's a front post, and the back post, it shows now that it's a back post. So where there is a front post, I am going to be placing there a front post. So I yarn over, come on top of this very first front post, I place there a front post, I yarn over, and where there is a back post, I am going to be placing there a back post. So I come, this is a front post, I place there a front post, and the next one is going to be a back post. I come in this back post, I place there a back post. Yeah, well, so for this line we are going to be placing a front post on a front post and a back post on a back post. I come on a front post, I place there a front post, and for a back post I am going to place there a back post. Yeah, well, so let me be doing this and come back at the end of this line. I am at the end of my second line, so I am going to come on top of this very first double crochet and I slip stitch. After that I'm going to chain 1, and after chaining 1 I'm going to cut off my yarn. Yeah, so well, this is our downer part,
and yes, this is what we finally got. This is how our top looks like. If you've liked this video, kindly give it a thumbs up, and please don't leave here without subscribing. You can also follow me on Instagram at Kitty Crochets.